Hey, this is Bill back in the cave. And today I talk about a subject that may or may not help you. I don't want to get a lot into where this comes from, but I've been involved a lot, doing a lot of coaching work, doing a lot of film work, helping some guys out. I see a lot of teams, been involved in a lot of teams. So come to this conclusion over the course of the fall so far is why your offense sucks. No matter who you are, if I don't know you, I probably can explain it, okay? It comes down to one of three things in order. Your fundamentals aren't right, your answers aren't right. Answers to plays that are getting stopped. You should have a series coming back that looks like your play that isn't, power counter. Or you're just getting physically beat. Pretty much in order, that's why your offense sucks. Number three being physically beat. Okay, so well, that one, you can't take your high school team out against an NFL team and execute perfectly and expect to win, because you're going to get physically beat. But if you're all within the same level, varsity versus varsity, college versus college, 1A versus 1A, physically beat becomes, it can still be an issue, but it's a smaller percentage of these other three factors. Okay, and then, talking to coaches and stuff week to week and season to season, you see guys go out, have a bad, miserable offensive season, maybe did last year, and what we need is a new offense. This has become very common. So you go out, spend good booster money to buy a book off a coach, and you go from wing tee to spread, something like that. That's the answers. And frankly, that's probably 90% of the time not going to help you. Unless you have specific spread personnel and you're able to gain space, you're probably still not going to have a significant difference just going from a formation to a different formation. Because that's all offenses are. They're just different formations. So, there's single wing spread, there's single wing compressed, and a single wing team can run both of them. You can be multiple. Putting in a new play, if you're running some sort of dive and it's getting stuffed, going to another, like a power play, it's probably still going to get stuffed because the fundamentals of your dive aren't there. Therefore, just changing the play, you're not changing your fundamentals, and the power is going to stink too. And just a note too about going to spread. I know everyone loves spread, and I think a lot of coaches go to spread because there's less pressure. It's not as coaching intensive. You're getting athletes in space. Parents love it because they love seeing their kids out in the open, one-on-one, and they'd rather see, just being honest here, a lot of people, not everyone, would rather see their kid run under a football awkwardly and have it go through their arms. Ooh, it's so close, throw it again, reward the offensive coordinator. It's a great play, you threw the ball downfield, you're aggressive, blah, blah, blah. They'd rather see that and the potential to maybe make a big play and look like a star than watch their kid throw an excellent block. That's why people like spread. When they say spread, which is really a running offense in true football term, they mean throw the ball downfield. That's what they mean. And that's what they want to see. They want to see Jimmys and Joes out in space where they can see them line up and run down the field and have a chance to make a big play. So if you got the kids that can do that, go ahead with it. But you're still going to need fundamentals. You're still going to need every single little piece of that 11-man pie to work together or to make a whole. So what am I talking about here? So let's talk about a simple play that everyone has. No matter what offense you buy, you're going to see some version of power. Okay, so let's do it just to make it really simple. I'm going to use a quasi-spread type play. Okay, and you're going to have some sort of look like this. We use all pretty basic defenses. Okay, you're gonna see something like this. So your base power, no matter what offense you buy, okay, is going to show you something like this. It's going to go bam, bam, wrap. Going to be some sort of RPO or something. Okay, he's going to come one way or the other, and he's going to wrap, bend, arc. You might go this side, but some way to delay the package. And we'll get into that too. How you do this matters. Mesh, throw, let's say a bubble. Okay. There's your base play. Whether you're in wing T, single wing, spread, flex bone, wishbone, you're going to have some sort of power. It's the most base play. Now, some teams, it's great. Some teams, it doesn't work. If it's not working, don't go out and spend another $100 to $300 for a new offense. Take a look at what's going on. Because if it doesn't work in wing T, spread, etc., it's not going to work with what you change it to. One of these things is going on that's stopping your power. As you can see, drawn up here, right? It's a huge play, right? The concept's great. He's got to come down. He's blocked out. We get through this hole. Everybody's accounted for. Hat on a hat, little circle, made a little T, right? The guys in the races, can the free safety catch him? But then you go out on Friday, Saturday, and I don't think I'm talking to any Sunday guys, but probably not too many Saturday guys, but bam, we got a mess right here. It's not working. We need a new offense. We need a new play, a new formation. Fundamentals, answers, physically beat. Physically beat, okay, we'll go with that. The rare case is this end jamming this sniffer back, thumper, back into the B gap, okay? Is this 3 technique blowing up the double team? Okay, is this linebacker crushing this guard? Are all 3 happening? Okay, you might be getting physically beat. You might want to look at something else. But if they're physically beating you in this offense, they're physically going to beat you in most offenses. Maybe you ought to look at some sort of press single wing and get more double teams if you're going to change your formation. But that's rarely the case where somebody's that physically dominant. Okay, remember, if you're doing good action backfield, this guy, even if he's great, he's going to honor that. He's going to slow down. Okay, he's going to stay somewhat wide. He should, and it's going to allow a good fit. Okay, what's usually going on is fundamentals, and there's a number of things and how you teach them that makes an offense good. Okay, so first off, in the big picture, and one old coach, he's been coaching for 40, 50 years. We had a great conversation, and he said to me, that's probably one of the impetuses for this video, is it seems like anymore people are skipping A and B and jumping to C. I think that's the crux of the problem with bad offenses. And some things might work in a bad offense because you have a bad defense and their fundamentals aren't right. And then that's what I relate to. It worked, didn't it? Well, you have 2 novice fighters fighting in a bar, and one of them's going to win. Does that make the novice fighter a black belt? No, he's still a novice fighter, right? He's just got a little edge over the other novice fighter. So, yeah, just because things are working against a bad team does not make you a good team, right? So all things being equal, good teams, right? This play should still gain yardage. So starting from this right here is what that old coach was talking about. This is C. We have all the X's and O's lined up on a whiteboard. Okay, that's 1/3 of the offense. Okay. B, working backwards, is the backfield in sync, timing, and in phase with the pulling, in phase with the line. Meaning, okay, if this is way too slow, okay, and we don't get on the proper in phase with this guard on our penetration, okay, the play's not going to work. So that's B. So where should this guy be? This should be a quick play. Okay, this is going to be a quick opening hole. It's going to open. The kid's got to understand in the back. It's going to open up at an angle. It's not straight at. Okay, he has to understand the timing has to be where this handoff comes quick enough and or slow enough where he is close enough to this guard as he gets the line of scrimmage that he could pull a hanky out of his back pocket. Okay, if there's too much space, if this guy's through and this guy's still back here with space between them, there's a good chance that play is not going to gain the maximum yardage available. So in any play, you got to look at timing and being in phase with the line and the blocking scheme. I see a lot of that. I see a lot of good blocking schemes. The backfield action is way too slow, way too far away, and it doesn't work. I see a lot with spread. Guys, a lot of guys listen. And, I digest a lot of TV football, but it's a different game than what you see on Saturday and Sunday, particularly from varsity. So you can't ask a high school quarterback to do what an NFL quarterback does. But I see a lot of it. I see a lot of trips formations out of spread with distances and timings that are executed by, what is that, 1% or less of the athletes in the world. And you're asking an average high school quarterback to execute a trips bubble at 50-some, it'd be 30-some yards away. The timing just isn't there. You got to, just because you saw them on TV lined up by the sideline inside the hash and the numbers, doesn't mean a high school quarterback can do it. There's a lot of that. A lot of the distances in the backfield you see on Saturday on TV. Well, your guys probably run. I mean, I know there's guys out there, but the average high school running back, from what I understand, runs a 4.8 to 5.0. Okay, does he really need to be 7 yards from the line of scrimmage to get the timing in phase with the guard? Because he's not as fast as the guys you see in the NFL running a 4.3 to 4.5. Right, that's a huge difference in this range of the backfield. So, okay, going down to, and I'm still missing some things here, but phase and stake. Then we got to get to number one, which is fundamentals. Okay, you see a lot of this. Okay, we got, did this guy start with the right foot? Okay, to get the angle. So depending on what you got when he spills on film, I mean, you might want to start with your left foot. Okay, to step down and open your hips. And is he fitting with his head inside this end? Okay, where it should be. And is he striking on contact with the same foot, same shoulder, so he doesn't get blown up? So even if you get the right fit, but I'm hitting with this shoulder while I'm stepping with this foot back, I'm going to get blown into the hole. Okay, those are that's A. Okay, point of departure and timing. Same thing with the offensive line. Okay, is the timing and the footwork right, and your angle of departure to execute a proper double team on a 3 technique? Are the fits right? Okay, are the points of contact right? I always told my O-lines, we do not block a soul, we hit and fit. So we emphasize and we drill the proper footwork for a double team over and over and over again until we have the timing right. Is he coming off to the linebacker before we've established this double team successful and run into this linebacker and leaving this guy hanging one-on-one with his head outside still in a 3 technique right in the hole? So if this guy gets a good block and whatever, this guy's footwork's right, he gets blown up, or he leaves too soon to go to the backer, that play won't work, because now you have a 3 technique, giving up, taking leverage. The inside guard's giving up leverage to that 3 technique side. So you have an unblocked guy with arm in the hole. Okay, the play's blown up. So this double team has to be successful, and it's specific how you do it. Angle departure, hit and fit, leverage. When you move, you shouldn't really chase a linebacker. Linebacker should come to you. So you stand a double team, okay? You start looking when you get movement, but when that linebacker comes to fill, okay, when you smell the linebacker's breath, you come over and you fit the linebacker. And things change in space, and we'll get into that in a second. Okay, this guard wrapping, okay, where's he fitting? This linebacker comes up to fill, he bounced back, okay, things change on wrap, on power. So, and you got to drill that. Different looks, you got to be ready on film. So if this linebacker is a good filler, okay, he comes up here, he sees that double team, and he's supposed to be attacking inside out. Good teams are good teams, but bad teams make it easy. But if he's coming inside out, okay, we are going to fit, as we come through at the line of scrimmage, I'm hitting inside that linebacker. So I'm keeping that linebacker on my outside shoulder. Now that is, in this case, this is, his arm is free in the hole, but at this point we've gained 3-4 yards, and it's awkward for that linebacker in space. Things change. There's not one consistent rule all the way through to the levels of the defense. So what happens if you don't do that? And what you do is not extreme. We're hitting kind of center mass, sliding our fit, and we'll drill that to the inside of the backer, because we're trying to prevent, this guard wraps this double team as tight as possible. Because if he gets out in space, okay, where guards tend to like to run, and this guy gets penetration, we miss, okay, he blows up the play in the backfield. So we're going to take guaranteed yardage over losing yardage. So that's why we're fitting inside. We're denying that inside fit, okay? If he bounces in space and we meet him deep, okay, we are going to hit inside and work outside, and that's pretty much a touchdown, okay? This linebacker scraping over, okay? If you take that inside fit again, that forces him to banana, and we've got 5, 6, 7 yards against a good team. So those are details, A and B before C, that you can't really put on a board or see in a playbook with lines just drawn up to the linebackers with a T, okay? You know, his fit changes, depends on the depth of the penetration. And that's another reason why this tailback's got to be on that guard's hip, because when he does that, no matter where he hits, he's probably, the physics and leverage of it, that linebacker can't make the play, just as long as we deny that interior, inside the guard play. You know, and linebackers, are they attacking holes inside out, things like that. Those are A's fundamentals. So those are the details. In any play, whether you're running spread, right down a single wing, powers run the same way. ISOs run the same way, okay? Same angles of departure, details on fits. Whether it be, I don't care what you have, flex bone, wishbone. I mean, there's changes in options and changes in schemes, you know, that you might want an offense for. If you have a good option quarterback, okay, veer's really good. You can outnumber a defensive point of attack real fast. It gives you a lot of advantages. It's been a very successful, but even in the veer, okay, are you guys good at down blocking? A is down blocking, okay? So, you know, the footwork for the quarterback is very specific. Approaching and attacking the option man, which is usually the last man line of scrimmage, right? And the pitch and the relationship and speed of the pitch is very specific, no matter what option you run. I mean, there is different types of options, you know, but I'm saying every option has a very specific attack route, point of departure, pitch, point, and read. Okay, you just can't draw it up where we're going like this, because we can run power read out of this. Okay, we're still going this. He's going around the end to the strong safety. How's he attack the strong safety in space? Okay, he's going to, for this case, this would be more like a speed option. He's going to attack that end directly, and the relationship of the back has to be just slightly on or behind off his hip. And he's got to force this end to make the decision to attack the quarterback, to force the pitch. Of course, defenses, he may be undisciplined. High schools are undisciplined. He may go after the pitch guy, and then that's what you want and you keep. But that's A through B, okay? Some of the things are, your offense may be stalling, because obviously you can't run power over and over again if you're running it perfectly, because defenses adjust, they come to expectations, and things get really hard to block. Of course, they are fighting for fits too if they know what they're doing. So you have to make them unstable. That's why you run different plays. Make them guess so they don't know which fit to take. That is the secret sauce to make an offense good, okay? Because you can't run power over and over again, because they figure out their fits. They expect it. They're more aggressive. They're downhill, okay? That's why you change snap counts or have freeze plays. Make the defense slow down a step. So what's the answer to power, it's counter, okay, in most cases. So every team has a counter. So, right, they're fitting right. Okay, they're taking away your power. Now you run counter. Okay, so, and how you run that matters. So, the way we would do it is now we're going to double. Okay, I'm going to have this guy box and go to far linebacker or middle linebacker, depending on what defense you're in. Okay, usually you have a kick out. Okay, we got a wrapper and we got power action. Okay, but again, fundamentals are the same. This guard's fit is inside. Okay, head outside, or head in the hole. So guard's fit. This is the guard. This is the end. Okay, we're fitting inside. Our fit on backer is not to allow inside penetration again, just doing it from space. So depending on where he's at, depends on our fit. We square up the slide to the fit. Our wrapper is going to try to fold this linebacker inside. If he bounces outside, we'll bounce outside. We're reading the hip of the guard again. And then once we get through here on the hip, then we get a rag close to the wiper. He's reading his block, his hip. So if he folds inside, he goes outside. If he bounces outside with the linebacker, he bounces inside. Okay, and then from there, answers are, okay, geez, defenses think too. These guys are really good at counter. We're going to screw that up. We're going to spill it. That's an answer the defense has. What's your answer to that? Okay, you should have it built in and drilled it. We're seeing it on film. Okay, now we're reading this guard. This guy spills, he wrong arms, whatever you want to call it. Okay, we are going to go ahead with that and we will log it. Fold this guy in, we still have this all black. Now the back's coming in phase. Again, phase, timing, backfield. And he's wrapping. And now he's going to wall that guy inside from wider. The back is going to ride the hip. He's not looking at a hole. He's looking at the hip of his nearest blocker in timing, trying to get on his hip where he can grab his wallet. And we're going to bounce this whole thing outside and make the corner make a tackle. Break a block. In the passing game, for you spread guys out there, you know, I see a lot of reliance on the passing tree, you know, and it's a little frustrating. So I'm not going to get too much into passing. It's not my wheelhouse. I'm not, you know, but I have had successful passing schemes. So, you know, you see a lot of this where it's just running a passing tree. You're running like a pattern. It's lazy. These kids got to work. They got to run. And that's another thing too. Guys installing spread with like single way rosters. Okay, so you're gonna two-way players. I know I'm bouncing off topic here, but real quick, you know, why does your offense stink? Well, you might be good at this stuff. You might be good at spacing concepts. Are you asking, even though the parents like it, you asking 5 juveniles to run 30 to 40 yards of play and then turn around and play defense for 4 quarters because you have a 20, 25 man squad. You know, you're going to wear yourself out or you want to wear them out. Okay. Okay. If you're willing to do that, okay, you know, again, details matter. If he's protected by a strong safety or inside linebacker, he's running a 9 route based on, you know, trust that you know when to run a 9 route, okay, when to run a post. But is the route stem correct? And is breaking off the stem correct? And is the ball placement the same? So we spend a lot of time with, okay, trying to get outside leverage on the cover man in this scenario. Quick example, okay, we're going to try to break him down, which means we're driving into that linebacker till he opens his hips to run expecting vertical. Because he's going to carry, he should be in a good defense, carry then route to the flat and turn him over to free safety. Even if it's an advanced defense, you're running match quarters, it still works, okay? So he's going to break. When that linebacker opens his hips, he's going to break off at a 45-degree angle. He is open. Okay, he is now open. Unless you're running this into 2 high safeties. Okay. The quarterback should understand that. Throw the ball on the break and put it out in front, not at the 9 route. Let him run to it on the sideline. You just work out the timing on that. And So these details carry over to the passing game. Okay, and again, your personnel, does your personnel fit your scheme? Do you really need, are your kids in good enough shape, good enough athletes to go both ways and run, 40 yards? What does an offense get? 50, 60 reps. Can your kids run 50 to 60 times, 30 to 40 yards downfield? But even in spread, you're going to run power, Q lead, different variations where the offensive line has to have the same fundamental. In your pass blocking, do you have a good pass block scheme? Do your backs understand? A lot of times when people get into that, like the spread mentality, they want to see people run downfield. They get but first thing on good teams, okay, you watch all the best teams on videos, and these coaches write their wings and the receivers block. They block like linemen, okay, and sometimes they're expected to. You get belly with the wing going up to on a linebacker, but even in spread, you're run bubble. Your guys better know how to block before they know how to catch a pass, okay? So your running back and your pass protection has to understand the pass protection, where he fits into it, and is able to take on a linebacker in space, get the proper fit, give your quarterback some time, okay? Your offensive line, do they understand the proper footwork, how to kick slide? Does the left tackle understand, which foot to have back, and then how to generate a kick slide and maintain his hips, his leverage, his hand placement, right down through the interior line? Do they understand their particular kick slide or jump set? And to the right tackle, is his foot in the right spot? Does he understand? Okay, and then you can get more advanced. I would not teach hand fighting, okay, until they start from the feet up. It's called football, right? So everything starts with the proper first step. And usually what wins most games is who has the best first 3 steps and who makes contact with the correct foot and correct shoulder on the correct time. That's what wins football games. And if neither team's doing that, then you got 2 white belts fighting in a bar, okay, boring everyone to death. One of them's going to win, okay? Good luck next week. So there's some thoughts. I have a lot of them, but that's in a nutshell of why your offense may be struggling. Don't go out and don't put in a new play. Take a close look at your power, your ISO, your base play, whatever it be, your dive, and make sure these guys are understanding their footwork and their fits. And I guarantee your plays will get better. Also, if you're coming from a program where the kids have never seen it before, you're a new coach taking over a bad team, okay, you may have to demonstrate this stuff. They need to see it. They need to drill it and see it. So make sure you have coaches that can actually do it. If you get to a point where you start building the program, you got some older players have been successful in the system for a year or two. You can step back and have those guys demonstrate for you. If you're older, I'm pushing 60. It's, doing some stuff at full speed anymore is getting harder for me, but I still can do it. But I don't have to if I've got a senior, it's a 2-year starter that understands the footwork, angles of departure, and the tenacity needed to destroy. You can't talk offense into success, okay? Offense, running the ball takes a mindset. It takes some energy and tenacity, and you can only generate that by having them drill it and giving it to them with your verbal presentation, with your energy level on the field. You can't just stand there, this is how you run power, guys. You're going to block that, and this is a different... And then give them good rules so they understand their assignments, because that's the other problem. Do they understand their assignments? And that should be, it's not listed on here because if you're running power, okay, you should drill it enough that these guys understand their assignments. It's simple enough that no matter what defense you put in, okay, it's gap on down, kick out, last minute line of scrimmage. People should understand their assignments. So the big thing is, do they understand how to down block on gap on down? You got to make your down blocks. You can't allow penetration in the backfield. Again, that's part of A before B. So there's my thoughts on why your offense may stink. I hope it helps you. And, it will allow you to beat someone you're not supposed to. So, hey, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Take care.